Hey, as of now, I do have a problem with the SQL Server. It's not starting, and I would like to troubleshoot it and show you guys how you can also troubleshoot if you have similar issues and how we can resolve it. So if I try to connect to my local SQL Server, it is showing me an error saying that the service has not started or the network is not available, right? So let's have a quick look what the error it throws and how we can check on it. Usually it should give you multiple retries. That's when it would pop up saying that it's unavailable. It wouldn't really try to connect and say the error. So here you see that we have got an error saying that it's a network related specific error. And while establishing connection to the SQL Server, the SQL Server is not found or inaccessible, right? The very first thing, if it's a local SQL Server that you would check is go to the services and check if the SQL Server is turned on or not. So now I could see that the SQL Server is not turned on. So I right clicked it and tried to start it on. Okay, if this was an issue and you try to restart it, it should definitely come up online and everything should clear it out. All right, but this when I tried to start on this particular service, it did give me an error saying that SQL Server was not able to start. This is the error code, and you could debug it. Right. What other way you could do is you can go to the event viewer to see what exactly is this particular event. Okay, in this case, it says it's a 1705, right? Yeah, here if you can see 17051, that's an error code, and I do have it in the very top. Let's expand this particular window to see it, and I do see it. Okay, and it says that the SQL Server evaluation period has expired, right? That's the issue. So how would you downgrade versus uh, make sure your evaluation version keeps running after 180 days? Okay, so the simplest way to do it, you could find your installation ISO image that you have used via Evaluation Edition, and you can find that. If you have the downloaded media, that ISO image, you could just click on the open window to get it out, or you could just get this up here, right? In the second, on the left side, third pane, you could see that there is an edition upgrade, right? Click on that particular part, and you should see product key, change it from evaluation to developer edition and hit next. Accept the license and keep on moving. Click next and upgrade. Okay. So as I do have very little features on the SQL Server installation, it shouldn't take really a lot of time. It should come up quick and clean. Hey, after a couple of minutes, you could see that it has successfully completed it. And next step is to just close this one and come back to the original SSMS and retry it again to see if it has worked. Okay. At the same time, we also have to go back to the services to see if the services were started or not. Okay, let's check on the SQL Server service here. And we don't see it yet started. So let's start it. Okay, now it's running, and that means it should connect to the SQL Server. Okay, and the next thing is you can go to the new query window and do a version check on this one so that it could tell us whether it got downgraded to the development edition or not, or it's still in the enterprise edition. So you could see that it has now downgraded to the developer edition, downgraded or upgraded. You could use the term freely. Okay, so that's about it.